Yo, what up, fellas? What up, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight, man?
I have the power! You are now listening to B-Town Beats.
Yo, what up, fellas? What up, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight, man? I said, what up, fellas? How is everybody doing tonight, man? It's your main man back in the building, bro. I'm just here to share a little bit of information with you guys on this wonderful Friday night. Listen, I know most of you guys know already, and I know I'm not preaching to the choir, but there's a little bit of heavy information that I have to drop on your cranium piece tonight, bro. You got to understand, man. There's been a lot of stuff going on, bro, since 2019, bro. Okay. We talking about from Colgate, bro, from all these different things that's been going on, man. All right. To people in Japan wanting men to come over there and sell them their genetic material, bro, because we're in this huge crisis of all of a sudden, bro, where people are just not able to reproduce like they used to. And you got to understand that this makes your value skyrocket. See, it's a reason why the Most High has put us on semen retention during this time. See, we always get the message, bro. I like to look at this like XRP, bro, the crypto, right? Semen retention is just like XRP, the crypto, bro, right? At the very beginning, ain't nobody was caring about it. Everybody had enough money to buy themselves some XRP, but most of the people chose not to spend their money like this because they didn't really think it had that big of a value. Now, what do we have here going on in 2025? Well, we're having a women's loneliness crisis. Okay. We're having all of these different things going on, and this all ties into why your seed is worth more than gold. And the Most High been wanting you to do this, bro, since we started bringing it up on the internet. It's a reason why you got that message, bro. Okay. Don't ever say nobody looked out for you, man. They came to you just like they came to you about the crypto XRP, bro. You knew about it. All right. You chose not to invest, bro. Okay. And now you falling behind. Now, this is what's happening with our seed in 2025, bro. Our seed is worth more than gold. I want you guys to understand something, bro. Okay. You must understand this, man. All of these people out here have been affected from these various different elements that we have going on in 2025, from the food, bro, okay, to the Colgate, bro, to these vaccines, bro. All of these things, bro, have affected, bro, the strength, the potency, bro, of our seed. And you got to understand, us men, Us men are responsible, bro, for carrying this seed of life. We are responsible for the healthy souls, bro, okay, that are being brought here on our planet. And you must understand, bro, that they have been corrupting our seed, bro, since we was young. We know this, bro. This is what I just talked about earlier, how I told you most men have never hit 90 days of sperm autogenesis. You must understand what I'm telling you guys. Your seed has been corrupted since you was a youth, bro. All the way through these different experiments that we live in this society today. Let's just keep the facts, bro. We're the guinea pigs, bro. All right. We've taken so many things inside of our body that have affected the potency of our seed. And we're seeing this, okay, full time, all right, in 2025 on how we just are not able to reproduce like we used to. Okay. It has nothing to do with anything else except for the different things that we've been taking inside of our bodies, all while never giving our reproductive system the time to heal. Okay. This is why we've been struggling as men, bro. Okay. And you got to understand that they've been going hard on us. You guys think that this is some kind of joke, this world that we live in. Okay. We had these so called elites come out and say that they wanted to cut down the population, bro. Okay. You need to go do your own research. I can't believe that you guys would look at a message like that that came from people who literally are running this world. Okay, told you that and you didn't take that message seriously. But here we go, slowly but surely. All these different things have happened, all these different pandemics, epidemics, all these different things that have happened that has slowly stopped the process of our reproduction here in the United States. Where we're looking outside, okay, we're looking at different countries. We're here trying to find genetic material wherever we can because all of the genetic material that we have in our modern day men has been greatly damaged. And what I'm going to do to you, what I'm going to do for you guys right now is I'm going to play a little short clip here. And what this clip is going to show you, it's going to show you the proof of what I'm talking about, okay, as far as your seed and how it's worth more than gold. You guys don't understand what's going on here, okay? Like I said, this is serious, guys. All right. And if you were one of these guys who took the time, who put in your grind, who got on your horse and focused from 2019 to 2025, bro, you were sitting on a Scrooge McDuck money bin. Okay. You were sitting on sperm autogenesis, mature seed, bro, mature genetic material. And let's not forget, if you were one of those people who did not get jabbed up, okay, you were one of those people who focused on your diet and detoxing this whole time, guess what you were sitting on? You were sitting on the biggest bags of bags because as of right now, your seed is worth more than gold. You must understand that there is a ton of people out here that are trying to seek procreation and cannot, okay, because of the damaged genetic material, okay, that they so happen to fall into. And it's sad. All right. It's very sad what's gone on in our society. Okay. I want you guys to understand that. It's very sad what's gone on in our society. But what you now need to understand is that this has always been a serious game. Okay. If they've been trying to tell you for the longest time that they want to cut down the population, what do you think they would have to come for in order to stop that? This is where you guys have never put on your thinking caps. All the food that you eat, all the blue chews, all the Viagra's, all the synthetic condoms that you put on the tip of your head of your thing, bro. All of these different things have now degraded your genetic material. Okay. All along with all the stuff that you done just, voluntarily put inside your body, AKA via the jab. Okay. And I want you guys to understand, all right, that anybody who was fortunate enough to, cross up this agenda that was put on you, okay, you are sitting on a bag worth more than gold. So check this out, guys.
This is what we're up against. 8.3 billion people that we supposedly had on the planet. Now, we lost 1.5 in the last 5 years to the Kool-Aid epidemic. Say it again! That brings us down to about 6.8 billion. Now, I'm going to just throw this in there and say, how many are clones or hybrids or body doubles? Oh, shit! I mean, we have 200,000, 50 or 250,000 central casting. You know, that kind of wipes that population out for any type of, wholesome reproductive scenario. Anyways, we're down to 6.8 billion people. Now, 60% of them are women. 60% of them are women. Say it again. Single women. Old, young, whatever they may be, but they're single women. Or women, maybe married. That's married, single, young, or old. It doesn't matter, but that's about 4,880,000,000. That's 4,080,000,000. Okay. Damn! 40% of them are men. Some married, some single, old, young. That leaves them with a population of about 2,720,000,000. Now, out of that, we have gay and, the gays, which are men and women, take up about 0.09% of the world's population, which could be up or down a little bit, but, that's another 30 to 40 million worldwide. Now, and that, I'm going to throw that in there because they can also have children or adopt children or whatever, but I'm just saying the chances of, 2 children and 2 men can't have children, right? So, somebody's going to have to switch up somewhere. Okay, so now the men, 50% of the men of 2,705,000,000, 50% of them have been vaxxed. Wow! Yes, we've vaxxed that many people, whether they've taken 1, 2, or the boosters and the 3 or 4, whatever they are, they have been vaxxed. And if they did a sperm count today, they would know that they've lost probably 90% of their fertile sperm. Wow! To be able to reproduce, because that's what this mRNA was designed to do, to depopulate. Wow!
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
But if it didn't kill you, it neutered you. And you can see when I grew up, what a man was and what he represented and how he valued his world and how he valued his life and what he thought his image of a family and raising children was and what it is today. And, with no argument, nobody can argue with me on this, that it has gone downhill substantially. Probably 80% has fallen off of the moral conduct of the men and women that are out there today. And I'm not being mean or anything. I'm just telling you that's what I'm seeing out there. Now, the men that are left that are unvaxxed, that's married, old or young, doesn't matter, is 1,352,000,000. 1,352,000,000,000 or million. 1,352,000,000. That's a far cry from 8.3 billion people. And how many of them are cloned out? 40% of these men that are unvaxxed, 40% are married men. They're already married. And even if they were getting a divorce and they're going, or happily married or whatever they may be, or even in the midst of a divorce or separation, I don't think they're going to want to have another. That's just not what men do. So it's going to be very, very hard, right, to convince them to start another family after they've got young ones down there. Now, mind you, I'm a little different. I'm different than the average bear, because I'm not going to get into my story, but I'm just telling you that that's what normal men will do. Will go out there, and after they've been married once or twice, the last thing they want to do is go through a third or fourth marriage. They just don't want to do that. So that leaves 811 million men on the planet. Now, the women, no matter how you knock it back with them, they're still at 4 billion compared to 800 million. Okay. So that's, if you're compatibles, you have 4 times as many, maybe almost 5 times as many women in the world today, right, that are eligible and want to have a husband, even a boyfriend at this point. And that's why they're having a hard time finding men, but their standards haven't dropped, and maybe this is why, these young women are out being so promiscuous, because their godly, needs need to be taken care of, because they're young, healthy women. And, they need to have this, weekly release or whatever it is, but they're going about it all wrong, because they're going to all the wrong guys. And this is becoming a epidemic of disease and AIDS and, transfer of, possible vax, nanotech, all this ugly stuff that's going on. Nothing is sacred, nothing is clean anymore. But you have what I'm seeing right now with the men. Really, there's 811 million of them, but how many are really eligible? I mean, there's a lot of them out there on that are dealing with PTSD, alcohol, drugs, there's all kinds of things. Maybe just a lot of them are just not even interested, as I'm starting to witness. Guys are not even out there looking anymore, and the women are complaining. And there's a lot of women that are, 30, 40, 50, been married maybe once or twice, that are sitting there on social media in their cars, bawling their eyes out, crying, because they do not have anybody to comfort them at night. There's some women that have not been cared for, or even having a man around the house for 2, 3, 4 years. So I would suggest for you young women, you might not be able to have a guy because of what's happening in the future, because there's just not enough to go around. That's what I'm saying. And if you want to, you might have to make a deal. You might have to go out there and find a guy that you think is, and make a deal with him, and then get inseminated that way, and, pay for it that way. So I would focus in on your work, be productive. I'm hoping that the money and the RV does come through, and we do not have to worry about all this, and we can get back to our normal reproductive cycles of what humans, what God wanted us to do to begin with. But right now, we are in a major, major crisis.
Fellas, I need you guys to sit back and digest everything that was just brought to you, because this is a very extensive amount of research that was put into this particular video. Okay. You heard the facts. All right. You understand what's going on out here. You're seeing why your seed is worth more than gold. If you were one of these people who truly held their seed, who truly walked the highest path like you were supposed to when you get on seed retention. I told you, when you really get on this, you really focus, bro. Okay. You get locked in, bro. You're zoned in. You're in the zone, bro. All right. You do all the right things. You take care of your health, bro. You make sure that you're on point, bro. All right. And because of that, you're able to avoid all these tricks and traps that I told you have been put out here in the modern day time for us men to fail. They've been telling us, bro. They've been telling us for the longest time that they wanted to depopulate. This ain't no hidden news. This ain't no secret. I don't need to be hush hush about this. They've been telling you about this for the longest time. And you fail to strategically think on how they would come and go about that. And I just told you that they've been giving us the free corn. They've been putting stuff in the food. They've been getting you to voluntarily to inject shit into your body. Okay. You've been taking the Blue Chew. You've been using the condoms because of all the STDs. Everything that you've been doing has been how you can against your reproductive system. Okay. And then to put the icing on the cake, if you were one of these guys that did go out there in Colgate 19 and you did fall into the trap, you just heard my man say 90% of your swimmers have been affected, bro. 90%. And this is why there's been such a huge drop off, okay, on reproduction in the United States. It's like that everywhere around the world, because guess what, this pandemic didn't just happen here in the United States. It happened everywhere. And now they're paying men, up to what is it, up to $150,000 to come to these other countries and to have little ones. Okay, they're looking for men with proper strong genetic material, and you're only going to get that out of a retainer, a mature healthy seed, bro. You are a walking money bin. Screw what Scrooge McDuck says, bro. Yours automatically regenerates money for you. Okay, he got to go work for it. He got to go scam people out their money, bro. You are a walking money bin on semen retention. Your seed is worth more than gold, bro. Do you hear what I'm telling you? We're coming into the future, bro, where the genetic material is getting rarer and rarer and rarer. You just heard the numbers of 4 billion women, bro, to 800 million men. Can you even grasp that number? We had all the warnings that we need to. In the Bible even tells you there's going to be one day 7 women to 1 man. Think about it. Listen to the numbers. Look at how this is being orchestrated. Understand on how important your position as a retainer is during this time, bro. That could be you. 7 women to 1 man, because these women don't have any more options. They don't have any more choices. This is why they're all sleeping with the top men, and this is why all of these things are happening. This is why there's no more relationships and happy homes and families, because of the systems that's been created. And the women are only seeking these so-called top men. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse as we get, bro, as these men get older, bro, and we start going through these times, and women are just want to fill their natural roles in this life, which is to bear young ones. And they can't even get impregnated because of infertile men due to all the elements that we have gone through since 2019. Okay. All the attacks, okay, that we have already known about, okay, are starting to show their hand in 2025. We see the value of this. We understand, bro. They were sitting here making it seem like it wasn't worth nothing. That's why they gave you the corn for free, bro. That's why they promoted in all the movies. They want you to be out here X, bus. That's what they want you to be. So your genetic material will be weak. So you'll be easily susceptible, bro, okay, to these tricks and traps that they done set up for you. And most of you don't fell into the bait. And most of you still thinking you walking around here with something potent. Okay. If you really feel like that, okay. If you really feeling like that, bro, you know what you got to go do. You got to go get your stuff tested. Okay. And if you have any kind of drastic decline, you already know on what it is. But the numbers are already out there. People are getting tested. Okay. We're going through the trials and the tribulations right now. We're seeing what is transpiring in the modern day, bro. All right. And we're having one of the worst, bro, reproductions, okay, of little ones than we've had since, 20, 30, 40 years ago, they're saying. Okay. We have fallen off that hard. And it's not due to because people don't want to. It's due to all the elements that we have gone through. Okay. And I want you guys to understand on how this rolls right into the next topic, man, of the women are in a loneliness crisis. There's no need to even say any more. I don't even really need to even say anything because I see it every day with my own 2 eyes. Everywhere I go, I see nothing but groups of women. Okay. No men anywhere, groups of women. Okay. All presumably single. Okay. Everywhere I go, this is all I see. Women everywhere, single women everywhere. This is probably one of the best times, okay, ever to be attractive, smart, intelligent man who is retaining his seed, bro, because you're going to have so many options, okay, based on what's going on out here, okay? You're going to be able to back whatever it is, bro, okay, with your mature seed, bro, with your numbers, okay, by showing that you have something to offer that is so very valuable here in 2025 and beyond, okay? It's only going to be more and more valuable. These people who've lost that reproduction, okay, power, bro, are not going to be able, this isn't something that's just going to come back, bro. Now they're going to have to be leaning on the system. Okay, now they're going to have to be going to these, these, unfortunately, these different places, man, and having assistance with them having, a family now. And was all a part of the system. Don't you get it? This was all a part of the system. This is why they've created all these different things. This is why they created the phase. This is why they created the LQ22, GBTs. Okay, all those different things. This is why they created. These are all things to stop reproduction. Okay, this is all the agenda to stop that. You guys don't see that. Okay, all you guys took the bait, and that's fine. You can do whatever you want to do in your life, but the simple fact that you didn't see on what this agenda was and how this strategically is showing up today in 2025 and showing you that this is why all these things are happening. This is why we're going to have to be now leaning on the system to bring in life. And this is what they've always wanted, the control. Okay. This is why they silently have killed off the ability for us to do that. And you guys think this is a game, and I'm sorry that you do. Okay. I'm sorry that you do. Okay. Some of you might not care, and that's fine too. But majority of the people are going to care. This is how we keep the human race around, bro. Okay. Is by doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. Okay. But like I said, because of all these things that have been going on in 2025, bro, all right, this has greatly affected us. Okay. And now we are handicapped. Now we're in this position, bro, where we have to really start looking, bro, with our eyes open wide on what is going on out here. Okay. And this is why, like I said, another reason why I've been proving to you guys that you should have been on your retention journey since then, since we started talking about it. Okay. It's a reason why the Most High warned us. He gave us a reason to get on retention. There's too many things going on right now. There's too many traps. You just heard what's going on in the South. Okay. This whole epidemic of all these, STDs, all these different things that are going on. You guys got to understand, man, this ain't no game no more, bro. Okay. It's not a game no more. And if you were one of these guys who took care of yourself, okay, you was in the classroom that the Most High had signed you up for, while all these people sat back, laughed, and giggled. Okay, if you were one of these people who were studious, bro, and you stayed in the game, bro, and you focused and you did your homework, man, you're gonna be one of these people who are about to become a walking millionaire, bro. Okay, a walking millionaire, bro. Okay, with your own reproduction plant right between your legs, okay, of mature, healthy seed genetic material, bro, that is priceless going into the future. Okay, that is priceless going into the future. Okay. And now you see all these things that were foretold in our good book. Okay. 7 women to 1 man. If there is 4 billion women and only 800 million men, and then you got to look at the fact that 40% of those men are married and old. And then you got to look at the other fact that half those people, like he said, has PTSD or some kind of mental disease. Okay. Half of those people are in jail. Okay. Half of those people, have turned the other way. Okay. Half of those people have changed their sex. There's so many different variables as the pool gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And now you're seeing why there is a women's loneliness crisis, bro. Okay. And this is why you only see the women, okay, going after these top men, because they don't know. They don't know what else to do. Okay. They're fighting over the very few men that are left in this world. Okay. And I told you guys, this is all strategically done, bro. Okay. This is handmade wife tales, you know, in 2025, bro. This is what this is, man. Okay. Because you cannot describe and you cannot tell me on how these numbers that have just came out, all right, don't make any sense. Okay. They're showing you 4 billion women to 800 million men. Okay. And like I said, I just broke down that number even more. And now you can see why the situation is the way the situation is. And I just want you guys to understand, as a man, okay, you got everything going for you right now, man. Okay, you got everything going for you, bro. They're going to be coming for you left and right, bro. They're going to be throwing it at you left and right, bro. The best thing that I could tell you to do out here as a man in 2025, bro, is to continue to walk your solo path until most of this stuff pans out, bro. Okay, until you start to see something, you know, take place and get better, bro. Okay. Because other than that, you're going to become a target to be used and abused. Okay. You got to understand on what it is that you're carrying in 2025. Okay. If you're still healthy enough, you're still this man that has these reproduction, you know, properties to yourself, bro. Okay. Like I said, you're going to be worth more than gold. So continue to retain your seed, you guys. Continue to go out here and focus on your life. Understand, bro, what we have at risk here. Okay. We have a lot at risk here, man. Okay. I just told you what's happening down in the South. There's no reason that you should be going out there and just wanting to sleep around just because of the risk of that. Okay. The next thing you have is you have these people trying to use you for come ups, trying to use your genetic material because of the way the system is set up in the United States. You know, once that seed leaves your body, it's no longer your seed. And next thing you know, they're putting you into the system, okay, of support. And now they're draining your resources and finances, okay, and they're driving you crazy, bro. Okay. It's not worth that. Okay. What is going to be worth for you to do in the future from here on, bro, is making very strategic plans on what it is that you're going to do with your life force energy, because it is seriously worth more than gold, bro. And you're about to see, you're about to recoup, bro. Okay. On everything that you invested. If you were one of these men, like I said, who truly was on your semen retention grind, who focused on his self, who focused on his health, who focused on his wealth, okay, you were about to come up majorly. Okay. But what I want you guys to understand, I do want you to understand, is now there's a big old target on your back. Okay. And you guys need to be walking around here precautious. Okay. And guard your seed. Okay. With all your life, man, because this is what they're going to be coming for. So that's all I really wanted to tell you guys. Just wanted to share that with you. Rewind it, go back, listen to that. Like I said, I don't really need to go in any more depth to this video. Okay. I just don't even need to do it. It will taint the information that we had just listened to. Okay. All I'm doing is talking around the information and supporting everything that I have said, because I've already mentioned half of this stuff, okay, in previous streams. And I know a lot of information sometimes might go over you guys' head, but you need to understand, man, like I said, bro, a lot of stuff you're not going to understand until it's time for you to understand. And we're in a time right now where it's time for you to understand. I told you this is I told you this is what's happening, because I told you this is why there's no good women anymore. You see why. 4 billion of them, bro, to only 800 million of the men, and then 40% of them are married, and then so on and so forth. Go do the rest of the numbers. Okay. There is very few available bachelors out here. Okay. And you guys got to understand how it makes you that more valuable now that you are a retaining man. Okay. Your seed is so valuable going into 2025. So one of the things I would recommend you guys to do is to go in and get your seed tested. Go in and see on how productive your swimmers are. Go see if your mature seed is there, bro. And then, like I said, navigate this matrix accordingly. Understand on what it is that you're working with, and understand that you have you know, a resource so valuable, bro. Okay, that it's basically going to be priceless. Okay. So just keep taking care of yourself. Stay focused on your grind, guys. Take care of your health, bro, because your health is your wealth. Okay. Continue to retain your seed, bro. All right. And we're just going to continue to get better as we go. So I appreciate everybody that came up in here. I'm not going to be on here too long. Okay. I just wanted to come on here and bring this information to you real quick, because I feel like it was very important. It ties into every single thing that I've been talking about. You go watch any of the old videos that I've been talking about, everything goes hand in hand. Okay. And now we're understanding on why things are happening the way that they're happening in 2025. So now you got the eyes to see, go out there and protect yourself, bro. And, like I said, man, make your plans accordingly. I appreciate everybody that came up in here. Your boy's about to dip. You guys have a good rest of the weekend, and I will talk to all you fellas on the next ones. I love you guys. You guys stay safe. Peace, fellas.
Don't let that smooth voice fool you.
Check, 1 2 1 2. Boom. I'm sick of being judged. Fuck it. You walked in my life at 2 a.m. We don't got nothing to say. You know my ex, so that makes it all feel complicated. Yeah. Wowzers!
Activate the Shave Line King.
You are now listening to B-Town Beats. You are now listening to B-Town Beats.
You are now listening to TSLK.
Yoga fire!
You are now listening to B-Town Beats.
Ultra Combo! Combo Breaker! Combo Breaker!
It's because you were out all night. Tired because you got up early. It's because you were out all night.
Why, you little sneak. What do you know?
I know about everything. The women and the drinking. There's a lot Father doesn't know.
You wouldn't. Oh, he would. A little brat.
Joseph, we are your family now.
Huh?
We care for you here. I feel you are special.
What? No. Why have you come here tonight?
To be with you.
No. This is not right.
Joseph, look at me.
No, I will not betray
I'm
my
talking
master.
to you.
No. Stop.
Wait! I
No.
order you to stay.
No.
Everything you are, you owe to me.
Through this man, I have seen the future of Egypt. And through his deeds, we shall prosper. I am giving him power over all Egypt. Only Pharaoh will be greater. You shall call him Zaphnath Paneah. The God speaks and he lives.
The shaved Lion King is one hell of a retainer, for real, for real.